Just talk to me about how you're feeling, how proud the moment is for you to see your son on that top table.
Look, this is an amazing time for my middle son, Aadam Naseem. It's a very proud moment for myself. It's a huge, huge card. The night of that fight is going to be at least 44,000 people. So I'm excited. I'm very excited. I just think, look, it's took some time, but we've waited. It's a huge card in regards of the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world in Alexander Usyk. So what can I say? Look, Adam's the co-main event. It's going to be an amazing night. He's going to be able to show his skills and showcase his skills and show people that he's a breath of fresh air in boxing, and I'm looking forward to it.
I think when a son comes off from a legend of the sport, it's very hard for the father to know the balance on how to get involved and how not to get involved. We've seen it with the Eubanks, with the Bens, and so forth. What's going to be your involvement in Adam's and Sammy's and Solomon's career?
You know what? Everybody's asking about my involvement and what it's going to be, and am I going to be teaching them, or am I going to be the coach, or am I... You know what? These guys have got to stand on their own 2 feet. I'm their father. I'm going to make sure we're going to be guiding them. I'm going to oversee their careers. But as far as coming out in ring walks with them, and as far as getting involved and overshadowing them, I ain't going to do that. They're going to stand on their own 2 feet, my boys. They're going to be really, really good in their own right. Nobody's going to overshadow them. They're going to do what they need to do. They're going to unfold in a nice way. And look, I'm very confident. I'm very confident in the ability of my sons, and I'm more excited right now because Aadam is on. He's the first one on the hit list. He's the first one out the gate, and I'm just excited. Me and my wife is excited to see them perform. So look, he's the co-main event. We want to see an amazing fight. I honestly believe my son's going to steal the show. It's going to be, to anybody else, that'll be a hard ask, but let's just watch this junior prince do his thing.
What you did in your era was unprecedented. You made your name. We see in this era, the social media era. Let me ask you, if you were living in this era at your peak, how big could Prince Naseem Hamed have come?
You know what? If I was in this era and I was fighting at this time, the sky would be the limit, and beyond that. For me, this whole social media thing, it's a different thing. It doesn't really sit with me too well, but that's the future. It's in my son's era, so these guys have to perform and they have to do what they need to do. It would have been a totally different thing for me with the social media that's happening now. I would have made it totally different. I would have put a spin on it that nobody'd ever see. That's the way we are. We're different. We're cool. We're calm. We're collected, as I always used to say. But right now, it isn't really about me. It's about my sons. They're all going to fight. I'm confident. They wanted to fight. They didn't want me to stop them. I'm supporting them and giving them all the support in the world. So I'm looking forward to August the 26th to watch Aadam Naseem, my son, the Prince Junior. I'm very, very happy. I'm delighted. You can see it on my face. I'm a proud father, and I just want him to be the best fresh air for boxing, a breath of fresh air for boxing. That's what I'm looking at right now.
What was it like seeing Frank today, reuniting?
Amazing. It was amazing to see Frank. Frank, like I said, is one of the best promoters that's ever lived for me. He was my promoter. We went through amazing times together. I enjoyed him promoting me, and I enjoyed the fights.
He's obviously got Tyson Fury at the moment. Do you see him as the number one above Usyk?
Do you know what? For me, Tyson Fury is an amazing fighter, but I just really want to see this fight. I want to see the best fight the best. There's been so many different excuses and so many things happening. I just want to see the fight on. But right now, it's going to be Daniel Dubois fighting Alexander Usyk, and believe me, that's a good fight. And that's not a fight to oversee anything for Tyson Fury. I believe that Daniel Dubois is a great fighter. This may be his time, but the guy that's going to be staring at him, he's no joke. He's no joke. So I want to see it.
What does Daniel Dubois have to do differently with Alexander Usyk that Anthony Joshua and the previous fighters he fought didn't?
He needs to be able to hurt him.
Put it on him straight away?
He needs to put it on him straight away. Listen, one thing that Daniel Dubois does and does very well, he hits to the body, and he hits really well. For me, he's going to show a few things in this fight. And listen, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised what can happen with Triple D, baby. I'm telling you now. The thing is, the experience and how good Alexander Usyk is, you know, this guy is answered all questions. He's answered everything. He's a future Hall of Famer. I'm quite certain Alexander Usyk is a future Hall of Famer. He's got great movement. He's fast. You know, he's at a good weight for his speed for the heavyweight division. But I just want to see that Tyson Fury fight with him. So whatever happens, I still want to see that fight.
Do you think Anthony Joshua still has a bright future ahead of him?
Listen, Anthony Joshua was an amazing champion for his time and what he did, but he came unstuck with Usyk. Do I think he can come back? I would like to think he can come back. And what could be stopping him? The thing is, everybody's got a sell-by date, and we don't know if that's his. You know, he's done amazing things in boxing. He was an ambassador for the sport for many years. Maybe why not be happy with that?
Lined up for Wilder in December in Saudi. Is that a very risky fight for Anthony, in your opinion? How do you see it going?
Do you know what? That is a risky fight, but it wouldn't put it past me for Anthony to beat him. AJ is a good fighter. He can knock anybody out at any time. So I would just love to see him do the best that he can do. The fight that we all want to see is Tyson Fury versus AJ and Tyson Fury versus Usyk. We want to see that fight. What's stopping us from seeing the biggest fights in boxing? That's what we want to see. Listen, I'd love to speak to you guys a bit more, but I got to go.